If you missed part one, you're really going to want to go back because that's where we talked about our ceremony and Ryan cried and I did too.
Is that the highlight?
Probably. Make sure to watch part one. But now we're going to talk about our reception, which it started right after our ceremony.
Yeah. Yeah. It literally just, we were on the platform in the center and then people lined up to start talking to us.
Spilled over into an open reception. All the people who are working behind the scenes to make this
Oh my
look so
gosh.
seamless, like it's amazing.
Yeah, I was so distracted
even
by
know how
all
to
the
get that
people.
done.
I know, like all of a sudden I turned around, I was in the middle of it, but then all the chairs were just gone. And I was
this
like,
line had formed, like the receiving
and I was
line.
like, where did the chairs go? Like I never saw someone move a chair.
It was awesome. It was amazing. And that was cool. Like the beginning of the reception was my favorite because it started with like our parents and siblings and our grandparents and our best friends. And like everyone kind of let the most important people come first.
Mm-hmm. My overarching feeling for the whole thing was I just felt bad because there are so many people that we had invited that I hadn't seen some of them in years. And I was so excited to see them, but there was so many people there that we just didn't have the time to like even stop and visit.
Understand that.
I think
That's
they
what a
do too,
wedding
but
is.
I felt bad. I was like, I love you so
It
much.
was
I'm
hard 'cause
sorry.
I wanted to spend like I want to like go to dinner and spend like
I
6
know.
hours catching up with
I'm like,
every
I'm
single
sorry,
person.
I only have like 15 seconds for you right now. That doesn't say anything about our relationship. I really love you.
It felt like the whole morning leading up to the wedding was just like crazy stress. And then the ceremony was this like ball of crystalline spiritual love, goodness.
Right.
And then like it cracked into just like chaos again.
It was managed chaos.
The caterer brought out all the food and set it up on the food tables.
I never saw the food.
We didn't see the food, we didn't eat it. And we spent so much
We did
money
eat some
on
of the food. Some people halfway through brought us like a plate of some food, and what we tried was really good, but I was so stressed I couldn't eat. No sleep and caffeine, adrenaline, and anxiety. That's what we were running on.
I was talking with Ryan before we talked to our caterer, and I was like, I really want the food to represent who we are. Because everything's symbolic. There's so many layers to this. I forgot to say in the ceremony one that when I was marrying you, I was facing you, and right behind you was a giant statue of Brigham Young. So like the symbolism ran deep, okay? Anyway, Ryan was like, what are you gonna do? Like BYU Cougar Tails Cosmo? And I was like,
Naturally, this is what always happens. I make a joke about something and then Charlie thinks it's a great idea.
It was
I'm
a
like,
great idea.
no, that was supposed to be a joke.
But for the dessert table, like I was the mascot of BYU for years and I cheered there and I love it. And it just like feels so integral to who I am. And it also like greatly impacted our relationship because we couldn't be together while I was the student there.
The only reason I agreed to it is because the caterer did an amazing job. She took the BYU brownies, the Cougar Tails, the BYU ice cream, and
like,
she like repackaged it and put it out.
She
and so
like made it classy.
it looked so elegant.
It was,
but
elegant.
It was literally BYU catering.
For like the savory stuff, we had a lot of stuff pulled from like Greek food because
it was Mediterranean. We both really like Mediterranean food, and then Charlie's also like, "Oh, you're part Greek, so let's
That's where we got our wedding rings. So our wedding DJ was the person who initially introduced us to each other.
Yep.
Because Ryan was living with him at the time.
Ricky's awesome.
I can't believe you lived with another man.
I lived with Ricky for 2 years. We are such good friends. And yeah, he's the one who set us up. And then it was funny because like really early on, we just started dating and I like wasn't sure about the relationship. And Ricky was always making comments like, oh, when you get married, just know I'm your DJ. And I'm like, stop talking. Lo and behold, we ended up getting married and Ricky was the DJ.
Obviously, the crowning jewel of the entire place was the 6-tier cake draped in flowers that dropped down. Flowers went all the way to the floor. It was so pretty.
I knew it was going to be impressive. I wasn't prepared for what it actually looked like. I walked past it and I was like, that's the same thing that was sitting in our fridge at our place.
Thank you, Bailey.
It was amazing.
The tables were set up with flowers. There were so many flowers. It was like a really elevated wedding.
Yeah.
So we took a few more pictures. Like we went outside for golden hour, got some shots. And then we came back in and then it was very experiential. So we wanted, you go to weddings and people like don't pay attention to the couple. I was like, that ain't happening. So we are going to like really make this an experience.
Yeah, we kind of emceed the event ourselves.
There was a coalition of volunteers that came to set up the glass candelabras and come with the flowers. I made the cake with a wonderful baker, and it was perfect. And
I feel like more brides and grooms should do that because people are there to like see them, and that really helped draw people in. And like, hey, we're cutting the cake.
Should we tell
Look
them?
at me.
Over 1,000 people were there. And they stayed like the whole night.
Yeah.
They stayed the whole night. It was awesome.
Every wedding that I've ever been to, people will like come, drop in and eat a couple things, and they're there for like 20 minutes, and then they're like, okay, I gotta go to a movie or like whatever else is happening on Friday night.
People traveled like from different countries and different states.
Yeah.
Like it was such an honor. It was such an honor. Thank you. Like we felt so loved. Anyway, we started like our little program for the night, and it started with cutting the cake, the cake was so fun. Ryan, as he was cutting, he was like, don't shove it up my nose.
I had one stipulation, do not put it up my nose.
I wanted to smash the cake ever since I was a little kid. That's my favorite part of the wedding.
I finally resigned to the fact that I was gonna get hit in the face with cake, which, fine, but don't put it up my nose.
I tried to not put it up your nose.
He literally went like this, cake on the end of both of his fingers, right up my nostrils.
I didn't mean to.
I'm still mad about it.
If you would have said nothing, it wouldn't have happened.
That's not true.
That's just the way life works.
Ugh. I didn't have time to like go after and blow it out of my nose, so I literally had cake up my nose until we had a chance to change.
It was awesome. We cut the cake, and like hundreds of people were like watching us. It was awesome. We took some time to like thank everyone for being there, told some of our story. The ceremony was like the closer rung of 250 people who we love.
Obviously, there was more people that we wanted to include in the ceremony, but it just wasn't feasible. Like, we already had so many people there.
We filled the rotunda
and
at
it's
the
like,
Capitol.
there's no more chairs.
And then we did our first dance. No, we did our mom's dance first.
Yeah.
Oh, we danced with our moms, and they were so cute. And they were so nervous to be up on, because it was like on a stage, and there were so many people watching.
My mom hates attention.
So does mine.
Well, it was
like lifting them up and spinning them around in their beautiful dresses.
It turned into a competition because Charlie was really doing his best to make a spectacle of this dance with his mom. He's like dipping her and picking her up and spinning her around. So I started doing the same thing to my mom, and she's like, what are you doing?
And then, honestly, the highlight of the night for me was our first dance.
Aw. It was special.
Y'all, Ryan went to a recording studio and recorded a song especially for me.
I did.
Now, we are going to move into the first dance, which is a little bit of a surprise. We picked a song, but this is a special version of the song we picked. I hope you guys like it. Don't boo too much. I sang it and recorded it, and we're going to dance to it.
Blinking made of stars, oh, it sounds good to me. I said, girl, take me away. The night is blue, his eyes again into mine. So to be the one for miles and miles, except for maybe you and you're supposed to follow.
I don't sing in front of anybody. Like, I did high school choir growing up, and I like sing in the shower. So this was a big deal. So the song we picked was Cowboy Take Me Away. We both love that song. I've loved it since I was a kid. I don't even think I realized that, like, as I moved into like later in life and finally like accepted my sexuality, that I was like, oh, like Cowboy Take Me Away. Like,
And I grew up on a ranch, so it really worked.
yeah. But yeah, I went, and a friend of mine, Jesse Williams, does professional recording, and so he like made time in his busy schedule. I went over and recorded it in one day and mixed it, and
It was beautiful.
It didn't turn out perfect,
People again were crying.
but the effect was good.
Not only did he do this, but he contacted some of my friends who are dancers, bought them like white flowy dresses. And as we were having our first dance, I was like, oh my gosh, what a wonderful surprise. He's literally singing the song. And all of a sudden, some of my favorite people in the world start like doing choreography around us and spinning and leaping, and
We were on the stage in the middle of the rotunda. 'cause
They were like
of course, there's a stage
angels.
there. Where else are we gonna be?
it was really cool.
It was amazing. They did such a good job, and just the combination of like having it be a song that we both decided on and we both love, and then I decided to sing it when I don't sing in front of people. It turned out pretty amazing. It wasn't even like a first dance even. It was just like both of us walking in circles, like looking at each other, taking in the moment. We couldn't even think about dancing. We were just like, we're here doing this. Like, it was amazing.
Little did Ryan know I had a little something up my sleeve too.
I wasn't prepared.
I had been planning this thing. I cut some music, and like I said, early in the morning, I'd been in the studio, like doing a final run through with all the people involved in my little performance.
I was gonna say, if you didn't watch the 2 wedding prep videos prior to this, that's where you'll see the footage of him like practicing this dance and going back and forth with his friend who's a choreographer.
So we had them move the stage and Ricky, our DJ, like pumping up the music. I had my sister teach everyone the Cotton Eye Joe. Then we turned on these like up lights on all the pillars that were different colors.
Yeah, Ricky did such a good job.
For being gay men, we don't really like rainbows. It's just not a vibe.
Jewel tone rainbows is not exactly what we would pick.
But we did want like some sort of nod. I guess we had like different colored macarons, but like it was like, okay, now it's like we're done being classy, it's time to have fun. So we turned on all these different colored lights and we sat Ryan in a chair, and I was up on the other staircase. He's there, and I was with like all the girls who are like former Cougarattes who I used to dance with when I was Cosmo. And Crazy in Love, Beyonce starts playing.
There's something you should know about Charlie. If there's a staircase, it doesn't matter if there's music playing, he will be strutting up and down that staircase. So there's a marble staircase.
I have like 1,000 people watching. I'm like, let's get it. This wasn't for you, this was for me.
I'm aware.
So don't make it sound bad before I say what it was. We strut down all the way to the middle, and then choreography starts with me and the girls. Sorry. I'm wearing this like sparkly jacket, and I'm like performing for my man. It was awesome. Did you like it?
Yes, you did a great job.
So there I am performing. And then like the girls go, and I throw off my jacket, and then the music changes, and all my dunk team buddies from college are there, and we do a little like silly choreography.
You and all the previous Cosmos.
Yeah, and we're all breakdancing and doing flips, and it's like a circus now. It was so fun. And then the girls came back in and put one of those little jangly belts on me, and we did a little Shakira moment, little hips don't lie.
Yeah.
My favorite part, which was like unplanned, is when
you tossed it up.
Yeah, after hips don't lie, I couldn't like untie it, so I just pulled it down and I kicked it in the air, and it went straight up
and landed right in my lap.
No, that's not true.
Oh yeah, you caught it and then you threw it at me.
It went like 40 feet in the air, and then I caught it and I threw it at him. it was so fun, so sultry. And then I had all of our siblings and friends and the dancers and my Cosmo guys, like all of us at the end did a dance. And so like your sister and my sisters were all in it. Yeah. It was so fun. And we had a final pose. It was awesome. Yeah. From there, the Cotton Eye Joe played. Everyone knew it. Everyone starts dancing. It turns into a full-on dance party for like 45 minutes. There's like 500 to 600 people who are dancing.
Yeah.
Like,
it was the perfect amount of time too, because sometimes the dance party goes a little too long, or there are people that don't want to join in. Everybody joins in. Invested. We got it done. I got to the point right to where I was getting really sweaty, and then we were done.
Do you remember they lifted us up?
Yeah.
They lifted us up, and we're just like looking at each other above everyone, and like looking at this beautiful painted rotunda with this gorgeous chandelier dropping through the middle. And I was like, this is living.
I was just afraid they were going to drop me on the marble floor.
I like heights. He doesn't. I love our friends and family.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was a celebration. Mm-hmm. It was so fun. And by the time the last song came, everyone was like moshing and jumping in a circle and hugging and crying. And it was perfect.
It was the best time.
It was a magical moment.
Yeah.
Like, I will never forget that ever in my life. Mm-mm. One final change back into the suits that we did our engagement pictures in.
Yeah. So now we're in black suits.
Everyone was lined up on the staircase, and it was time for our exit.
There's some interesting things about doing a wedding at the Capitol. They have certain stipulations of things that you can and can't do. Mm-hmm. One of them is you're not allowed to use like fire or sparklers or confetti on the steps of the Capitol or inside. So we had a brilliant idea, ordering pom-poms for everyone. And so we got these like silver shiny pom-poms and handed them out to everyone for our exit.
A nod back to my cheerleading days. And like we were falling in love as I was a cheerleader.
Yeah.
And so it just the whole thing felt very us. It was so cool. There were like hundreds of people with all these pom-poms cheering for us, and we walked down and at every platform we like stopped and kissed, and people started throwing the palms behind us. We had these incredible photos. And then we had the cutest like vintage white getaway car, and we got in it, and I was like, this is our wedding, you know? Like, this is the moment that you dream of.
Yeah.
And like everyone we love is here, and it was so jubilant.
It was like the purest
It was pure
happiness.
Well, and here's the deal. Like, again, we kind of talked about this more in the last part of this like wedding series, but it's hard. Like, growing up, you don't know who's going to accept you. And I was worried that people would feel awkward about being there or conflicted based on like their political views or their religious beliefs. But everyone was just so happy for us. And they trusted that we were doing what was best for us and that it was a good thing.
Yeah.
And it felt so joyous. It was very uplifting.
Yeah. It was the strangest feeling when we got in the car and finally like drove away and it was just the two of us in the car. One, I was just like, what just happened? It was so crazy. But then also we both just kind of sat there for a minute and we're like, we did it. And then we looked at each other and we're like, why are we leaving?
Yeah.
Like we wanted to turn around and go back. I was like, all the people we care about are
We have to like drive
there.
away from them now?
Yeah. Like we don't want to leave. But that's just like a testament to how
wonderful.
amazing the people are that we have in our lives. I don't know how you build that. I feel like we've just been like open and authentic, and the good people have just come and surrounded us.
I feel very lucky.
And held us up. And I know that doesn't happen for everybody, so we feel extremely blessed to have so many good people around us. But I really think that when you are open and put goodness out into the world, that good people find you, and then they know more good people, and the network just grows.
It was a perfect crystal clear night, and the stars were shining, and the Capitol looked stunning and majestic on the hill, and we drove away in a vintage car to start our life together. And there's no one else I would rather have a life with.
Aw, I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you so much for watching. We, again, are so excited to share this with you. It's been a long time coming, and we're just like ecstatic that we're finally able to like put this out into the world. Don't forget to like and subscribe, please. We need your support. We're having so much fun making these videos and just like being able to kind of, I guess in this one we bared our souls a little bit more, but just it's more than we can give you in short form content like on Instagram. And so just please like and subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you know when we post new videos, because we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep sharing because life is good. Sometimes it's bad. We're gonna share all of it.
We're figuring it out.
Yeah.
We love you.
Bye.